Welcome! Welcome to this channel. You have chosen or been chosen to click on this video. I hope you like this video. Japan, land of the rising sun and anime. Today we are diving into how it all began, mythology of Japan. For these videos, I will use Kojiki as a resource, which is a sort of Bible for Shinto religion. The work began under Emperor Tenmu in 682 to legitimize the Japanese government. Hieda no Are was the historian who was ordered to memorize every event. And after Tenmu died, his successor Empress Genmei ordered Enoue Yasumaru to complete it Kojiki in 711-712. There is also a second version for this book called Nihon Shoki, which is the same records of Japan, but it was written for the Chinese government to show them Japan's origins, and unlike the Kojiki, it was composed purely in Chinese. The main difference is that strictly chronological order of events often shows different versions of the same myth and legends, while Kojiki is a single true version of Japan. We are going back, way back, before YouTube, before hentai, before samurai. There was nothingness, like black screen as you can see now. But someone flashbanged a place called Takamagahara, and it just became existing. After the very first 5 eldest gods, the Koto Amatsukami, Tsundere Hikikomori gods started existing. But why Tsundere? They were so powerful they basically did we exist, it's enough, and disappeared. Yeah, they basically decided to disappear. Therefore, these 5 called Hitorigami, lone god, because they do not have a girlfriend, like you right now, lol. The main difference is you can't create universe. Next up were the Kamiyo Nanayo, or 7 generations of gods. Despite the name 7, this group actually comprised 14 deities, presented as pairs of husband and wife. They are referred to as Narabi Kami, which means pairs of female and male gods. But the real stars of the story are the last, youngest pair, Izanagi and Izanami. So as the youngest, they should do all the dirty jobs. Their mission? Creating Japan, but they can't just do it by bare hand. The eldest gods hand them the ultimate tool, Ame no Nuboko, or heavenly javelin spear. They say, go solidify Zavardo. They were like, okay. So the two stand on the floating bridge of heaven, and Izanagi dips the spear into the sea below, so they went steering like making soup. Therefore, as he lifted spear, droplets began to fall down from the tip of the spear, piling up layer by layer, forming the first island, Onogoroshima. Well, no one knows if this island is real, but there's some speculation that this is the Onogoroshima. They descended to Onogoroshima, built a pillar and palace, and prepared for their wedding ceremony. The ritual is walking around the sacred pillar in opposite directions and meeting at the end. After the ceremony, they had dialogue. How is your body? It's created as it should be, but I have a spot that feels very empty. How is your body? My body is good, but I have an extra body part. How about I insert my right cyber sing to your missing spot so we can make a baby? Okay. After baby making, Izanami, too excited, speaks first. What a good ratto, Izanagi replies. What a good maiden. But here's the problem. The cosmic powers are sexist. Izanagi told Izanami, women talk first, petto rakko. The result is, their first child comes out, let's just say, melting shapeless. The elder gods confirmed this. Women talk first, no good, do it again. Therefore, they redo the ritual. After this, Izanagi speaks first, and guess what? Success! From that moment, they began giving birth to the islands of Japan like crazy. They created the main 8 great islands, Oyashima-kuni, Awaji, Shikoku, Oki, Kyushu, Tsushima, Sado, Honshu. Japan is literally being born. What a crazy family. They had countless kids, and each kid was each god of something. So if you ever had a question what is the Shinto, that's it. Shinto means way of god or kami. Kami is everything. But what happens next is crazy, y'all. Their last child, the fire god Kagutsuchi, burns the Izanami womb from inside to death during birth. While she was dying, she started vomiting, urinating, excrementing, and bleeding. From all of that, new gods appeared. I mean, what the heck is going on? Izanagi is shattered. From his tears, more gods are born, but his sorrow turns into rage. Therefore, he draws his sword Ame no Habari and slays Kagutsuchi, his own son. But from the remains of the fire god, like blood and limp 16 new gods are born. Therefore, they are called gods that were born from a sword. Heartbroken, Izanagi can't accept her death. He descends into the underworld, Yomi, the land of the dead, to bring her back. It's pitch black, silent and heavy. He finds her and for a moment, hope flickers. But Izanami tells him the truth. I can't return. I've already eaten the food of Yomi. And as we may know from other cultures, eating food from another world binds one to that realm, preventing a return to the true world. There is a word for this, Yomutsu Hegui, which literally translates to eating food of the dead. She promised to talk with gods of Yomi, but begs him, please don't look at me until I speak with gods of Yomi. But time passes, and Izanagi can't resist and goes inside. He lights a torch made from his comb and peeks behind the door. What he sees freezes him. Subscribe if you don't want to miss the next chapter.